All right, Lindsay, thanks so much. Here with our sports report now is Nick Luttrell. And Nick, it was a must-win for SU men's basketball tonight.
It was, especially after that loss to Georgia Tech on Saturday. Syracuse basically needs to win out for the regular season to have any shot to be playing in March Madness. Well, and the first team that SU would need to get through would be North Carolina State. The Wolfpack are a team that the Orange had no problems with 3 weeks prior in the Dome. That game saw SU jump out to a 17-point lead in the first half. Ended up winning the game by double digits. Tonight, same start for the Orange, but a bit of a different finish as we take you inside PNC Arena. SU coming to this one as 6.5-point underdogs, but yeah, that wasn't stopping Chris Bell. The sophomore was on fire to start the game, making three-pointer after three-pointer after three-pointer. 3 triples in a row to single-handedly put SU up 9-2 at the first media timeout. And later on in the half, it was Quadir Copeland gets the steal and puts a little English on that dunk. The Orange with a dominant first half, up by 15 and shooting 61% from the field, and Judah Mintz adding to that margin in the second half. Big moment there for Mintz, scoring his 1,000th career point, but he wouldn't be able to celebrate for long, as soon enough here comes the Wolfpack run. That and one by DJ Horn cuts SU's lead to 2 with 6 minutes left, and all of a sudden we're tied in crunch time, and it's ISO Quadir as Copeland goes to the rack, gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line, make both of his free throws. Then at the other end, SU up by 2. Copeland did it on the offensive end, and now he does it on the defensive end. Lockdown defense by Copeland to force an errant shot there by Horn at the end of the game. Syracuse holds off the second half effort from NC State to get the 87-83 win. Chris Bell held to 0 points in the second half. He finished with 26, and Quadir Copeland, who says hello to a few NC State fans there, a new career high, 25 points off the bench. So a nice and much needed road win for the men's basketball team tonight, but the SU women were also in action earlier today, facing unranked Virginia on the road. If you haven't been following the Orange much this season, this team is good. Currently the 19th ranked team in the country and fighting to possibly get a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. Inside the top 4 would give SU the chance to host come March Madness time. The Orange riding a 4-game win streak heading into this one. A large part of their success is that lady right there, head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack. And early on, it was a red-hot start for FLJ's squad. An 8-0 run to start it off, capped off by that three-pointer by Georgia Woolley. And later on in the second quarter, Deasia Fair from NBA range, sinking that 3-ball to put SU up 12. Hughes would have a comfortable halftime lead. Midway through the third quarter, we all know Fair can drain the big shots, but this time she finds Woolley, who again makes the three-pointer. The Aussie had 26 points on the day. Third quarter, clock winding down. Fair with the mismatch, nearly makes her defender fall to the ground with the friendly bounce. Hits the three-pointer. Syracuse up 15 to start the fourth quarter. UVA actually cut down the deficit in the final frame, but it was Fair, who the Who's just could not slow down. The grad student totaled 33 points on the day as SU hangs on in the final quarter and takes down Virginia 85-79. So as basketball begins to wind down, that means, of course, that lacrosse is heating up. The SU men's team has started just about as hot as any team in the country with 3 straight wins, earning them a spot at number 5 in the country. One of the only teams ranked higher than them, number 4 Maryland, who came to the Dome on Saturday, also boasting an undefeated record. Will start the action in the third quarter. SU down 2, but look at this goal here from Luke Rowe. A tough angle there from the sophomore. That goal cuts the deficit to 1, and a few minutes later, it's a star player, Joey Spallina, who fakes up and goes under to notch things at 6. Both teams would exchange goals, so we'll head to the fourth. Again, tied at 9. You saw Rowe's goal earlier. How about this one from Michael Leo? Crafty move from another tough angle for the goal. 4 minutes left. We're tied up again, and it's Terps time. And it's Terps time. It's Eric Spanos who breaks the tie. Maryland up 1, but they weren't up 1 for long. A few minutes later, Owen Hiltz finds a cutting Christian Muley, who ties the game. Overtime in the Dome, and boy, did things get interesting. Michael Leo seemingly scored this game-winning goal, but after a review, a dive into the goal mouth would call it back. A no goal from the refs, and on the very next possession, Maryland would take advantage with the game winner. A fireball there from George Stamos to crush the hearts of the more than 7,000 Syracuse faithful fans. SU suffers its first loss of the season, falling 13-12 to Maryland. So we'll head from the Dome to the ice for our final highlight of the night. Syracuse crunch at the Lehigh Valley Phantoms early on in the second period. Gabriel Dumont with the goal to get the scoring started out. Tied after 2 with the Phantoms' response, but Cole Koepke would give Syracuse the 2-1 lead off that power play goal. Both crunch goals tonight coming off the power play, and that one from Koepke would prove to be the game winner. But it was actually the Syracuse defense who stepped up tonight, stifling the Lehigh Valley all night long. The Lehigh Valley offense all night long. Crunch goalkeeper Hugo Alnofet stopped 25 of his 26 shots as Syracuse wins 2-1. So a lot of good wins for Syracuse on the day. Men's lacrosse team unfortunately didn't get that win, Taylor.
Oh man, it's such a bummer. They came so close, but should we be worried about this team going forward?
Not at all, Taylor. I think just because it's one loss doesn't mean a lot. They played really well in the loss to Maryland. This is the Terps team that won the national championship a few years ago. And with Joey Spallina playing as good as he's played to start this season, I don't think the Orange fans have anything to be worried about right now.
Yeah, nothing to hang their heads about. So, all right, Nick, thanks so much. Coming up after the break, we'll have your 5-day weather forecast here on NCC News.